And welcome everybody. Here's leading it off for the Texas Westchase Express will be Yvonne Silva. It'll be Silva, Garcia, Thomas, Todd Hook along with Chris and Jack Worrell bringing you game number 5 from the NBC World Series. First pitch at 128. And that is low for ball 1. It'll be Silva, Garcia, Thomas, and Tyler scheduled here in the top of the first. And that is bounced to the left side. Grove up with it over to first in time for the out. And that'll be a couple of pitches and 1 out for Logan Rogers on the mound. Defensively for the Reds will be Summersign in left, Norris in center, Campbell in right. Eater at third base, Grove at shortstop, Simmers at second base, and Ollis will be at first base. Sanagorski will do the catching, and on the mound will be Logan Rogers. Here's Jonas Garcia, and he takes a ball. Garcia out of Jarvis Christian. And the pitch from Rogers, that's in there for a call strike. That'll even it up 1-1. And the pitch from Rogers shows bunt, offers, and that's a call strike. So Garcia in the hole, 1-2, 1 out. We're just underway in Wichita, 99 degrees, about 8 degrees cooler today than yesterday. We will take it. Air conditioners are humming. That is bounced to the right side. Simmers up with it over to first in time, and that'll retire Garcia. 2 outs now. So far, so good for Logan Rogers. Rogers, 6'8", 190-pounder. He is a left-hander out of Taylor. Very imposing pitcher. And the first pitch to Eric Thomas out of LSU Alexandria. Kind of a tentative swing, and he swings through it. Strike 1. Thomas comes in hitting .350. He's playing center field. And the pitch is wide. Ball and a strike, 2 outs, nobody on. Just underway, game number 5. Had to finish up last night's game at 10:30 this morning. So we're pretty much on time as we speak. And that is driven to right field. Looks like Campbell has a beat on it, and that'll do it. So the Westchase Express goes in order in the top of the first after half an inning. No score. We will be right back. And welcome back. We go to the bottom half of the first. Here's how the Reds are going to go. Patrick Norris will lead it off and play shortstop. Brian Grove will play shortstop. And Brandon Jackson will be the designated hitter and hit in the 3 spot. The cleanup guy will be Taylor Sanagorski. He will do the catching. Caleb Eater will play third base. Chris Campbell will be in right. And in the 7 spot will be Austin Ollis. He will play first base. Jared Summershine will play left field, and rounding out the order will be Austin Simmers. Defensively, for the Express, left to right in the outfield will be Gross, Thomas, and Hooker. Garcia will play third base. Silva at shortstop. Toe and tie will be at second base. Clifford will play first, and Tyler will do the catching. And on the mound will be Joseph Lyle. First pitch to Patrick Norris, inside, ball one. He's out of Central Methodist. He is playing center field today. And that's low. Norris finds himself ahead in the count. 2-0. Reds are the home team. They're out of Jasper, Indiana, and that's a strike. Two and one now to the center fielder. And the pitch, that is a soft bouncer to the first baseman. Looks like Clifford will be up with it and take it himself and retire Norris. One out now. This will bring up Brian Grove. He is a local guy out of Emporia State. .5'11", 185-pounder. He steps in and from the left side and takes a strike. So no balls and a strike to Grove. Todd Hook along with Chris and Jack Worrell. We're bringing you all the action today. That is high and in, ball one. Three more ball games to follow. We will have all of them for you. And the 1-1, that is squirted foul down the left side. A little bit cooler today. Temperature says 101, so had a little front come through overnight. And good change of pace from Logan Rogers, and he swings through it. Ball and a strike. Here's the 1-1. That is driven to center field, and that's going to get down for a base hit. So that'll be a one-out hit for Taylor Clifford. This will bring up Alan Hooker. Hooker, a left-hander, comes in hitting .245, playing right field out of Lipscomb. So an express with a base runner. We understand we've had some technical problems. We appreciate you hanging with us. We've got our best people working on it. The guys in the truck appears to have fixed it. So to kind of catch you up, C.J. Tyler led off the inning, bouncing out to the third baseman. And Taylor Clifford, base hit to center, and you're all up to date. No score here in the top of the second. And the pitch to Hooker is a strike. And the pitch swung on and fouled back, 2-1. One out runner at first base, no score. Game one of the day, one of three. We had an early game today. We had to make up from last night. So this is the first game of the day, starting on time. Three more to follow. We'll have all of them for you. That is inside, almost hit him. 4 games a day. Just plan on coming out here. Championship will be on the 6th of August, so just plan on being here every day or tuning in. And a 3-1 is in there. Good pitch on the corner from Logan Rogers. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And a sign. That is swung on, bounce to the left side. Shortstop Grove up with it. Over to second for 1. They get the lead man. Ball was hit not sharply enough, and Hooker runs very well, so he will reach on a fielder's choice, and Clifford will be forced at second base. 2 down now. Here's Andrew Gross. Out of the University of Houston, Victoria comes in hitting 200. Playing left field tonight. And the first pitch is swung on and missed. Gross out of Alvin, Texas. Another famous guy out of Alvin, Texas. I believe that was Nolan Ryan. Somebody might want to check me on that, but I believe that's where he hailed from. And that's bounced to the left side. Nice room service hop for Grove. He will flip it to the second baseman, and that will do it. So the Express leaves one here in the top of the second. No score. We go to the bottom of 2. We'll be right back.
Kansas Gas Service delivers natural gas to many of the companies you know, ensuring they have the energy they need to grow and build strong communities, providing cost-effective, safe, and reliable natural gas for a better tomorrow today. Kansas Gas Service.
And welcome back. We go to the home half of the second. Jasper Reds trying to get on the board here. No score from Wichita. Sanagorski, Eater, and Campbell scheduled here. Local guy, Taylor Sanagorski, started his career at Wichita State, now at Emporia State. And we've got the horn going off. Looks like going to be ball 1, so it looks like Sanagorski's going to start off ahead in the count. Looks like Joseph Lyle was just a smidge tardy, and that'll be ball 1. And the 1-0 is low, so 2-0 now. Heavy timing situation here in the NBC tournament. Umpire discretion, that's in there for a strike. It'll be up to the umpire to see who was dilly-dallying. So that was on Joseph Lyle, so that'll cost him a ball. 2 balls and a strike now. That is swung on and fouled back. That'll even it up 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, nobody on. We're in the bottom of the second. Scheduled 1 of 3 today. That is driven foul down the right-hand side. Sanagorski turned on that one. Sanagorski out of Emporia State. He is doing the catching today. And that is popped down the left side. That will just be a row or 2 up. A lot of foul ground here at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. Big ballpark down the line, 330, 385 in the alleys, and 400 to dead center. Wind appears to be calm right now. It was blowing in earlier today. Usually blowing out like a blast furnace this time of year. I'm sure that will come later. And the 2-2. That is yanked foul. All artificial surface at Lawrence Dumont Stadium except for the pitcher's mound. That's the only place you can find some dirt. So no bad hops here. And here's the 2-2. That is wide, 3-2. So Sanagorski is going to work it full. This is the 3rd appearance for the Jasper Reds in the NBC tournament. Their best finish was 27th place in 2016. They're 3-5 overall. That is popped up. Shallow right. Toe and tie going out. Makes the call and the play. So Sanagorski is retired for the first out of the inning. This will bring up Caleb Eater. He's out of Indiana Wesleyan. He is playing third base. Express in red tops and Jasper in gray tops and gray bottoms with red striping. First pitch to Eater is fouled back. And the pitch, that is driven to center. Thomas ranging to his right, and he has it under control, and that will retire Eater. Good jump on the ball by Thomas in center field. Not an easy play on that ball that's hit right at you. He made it look easy. 2 outs now. This will bring up Chris Campbell. He's out of southwestern Kansas. Right-handed hitter playing right field. That got in his kitchen. He yanks that one foul down the left field line. Campbell 5'11", 165-pounder. He takes a pitch, swung on, and popped up. First baseman Clifford giving chase, and that'll just be into the second row. Your umpires today, Kevin Rain behind home plate, Greg Mudd at first, and over at third, Greg Tucker. Game 1 of 4 scheduled. We played one earlier this morning and a makeup game. The late game last night was weathered out. And here's the 0-2 to Campbell. That's bounced to the left side. Silva up with it. Over to first. Throw is up the line. And Clifford unable to put the tag on, so that will go as an error on Silva. So Campbell will reach on an error with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. No score from Wichita. Game number 5. This is pool play action. Here's Austin Ollis. And he takes a good fastball on the inside corner from Lyle, strike 1. Little pop on that fastball at 88 mile an hour. Good lead over there by Campbell. That's swung on and missed. Continues to challenge him with fastball. He's in the hole 0-2. Hollis at the University of Indiana. That is driven down the left side. Just foul. Just missed an RBI and at least 2 by a couple of feet. Hollis bats right and throws right. He's out of the University of Indiana. Ball and 2 strikes to the 7-hole man. That is fouled back this way. 3 more games to follow. At 4 o'clock, we'll have the Dallas Dirtbags versus the Great Bend Batcats. At 7 o'clock will be the Cheney Diamond Dogs versus the Fresno, California A's. And the nightcap, Hattiesburg Black Sox versus the Island Empire Golden Bears. That is flied to center. And that's going to do it. So the Reds leave one after 2 complete innings of play here in Wichita. No score. We'll be right back. And welcome back. We go to the top of the third, 8, 9, and 1 scheduled for the Texas Westchase Express. Looks like Logan Rogers will continue to work for the Reds. Pretty much faced one batter over the minimum so far through 2 innings. It'll be John Toentai, Hawkins, and Silva scheduled here in the top of the third. Here is John Toentai. Steps in from the left side. Playing second base, and he takes a ball low. And the pitch, that just misses outside. That gets away from the catcher, Sanagorski. Looked like he may have crossed him up a little. Sanagorski not going out. Maybe he didn't. It's not like Sanagorski to let one hit leather and not catch it. The guy's got about the best hands around. And that's inside. 3 straight balls from Logan Rogers. This is the Westchase Express's first appearance in the NBC tournament. That's in there for a call strike. No score. We're in the top of the third. Both pitchers managing things very well. That's bounced to the right side. Allis to a knee to his right and takes it himself. And that'll retire Toentai. One out now. Here's the 9-hole man, Derek Hawkins. He's out of San Jacinto. Left-handed hitter. He is in the designated hitter spot today. First look at Logan Rogers, the big left-hander. And he takes a strike at the knee. Strike 1. No balls and a strike. Good off-speed pitch in there. Catches the outside corner. So Hawkins in the hole, 0-2. 1 out, nobody on. And the 0-2. Just outside. Sanagorski says he hit his spot. Tried to get him to chase. Nothing going on there. Hawkins, a good job. Good discipline there. And the 1-2. Fastball misses. Rogers 83 to 88 so far on the fastball. Inside, and that hit him. Looks like a off-speed pitch just got away from Logan Rogers, so that'll be a 1-out hit by pitch. Hawkins will wear that one and be awarded first base. Top of the order now, Yvonne Silva out of Eastfield Community College. Silva 0 for 1 bounce to the shortstop first time up. Wind now appears to be freshening out of the south, and we've got a horn here. We'll see what we've decided. And that is going to be no contest on anybody, so umpire says play on. First pitch to Silva. Good fastball in there for a call strike. And the 0-1 misses low and away. 1-1. Beautiful day here in Wichita. They say the temperature's around 90. And that misses high. 2 balls and a strike. And that misses inside. 3-1. Must be high. Kevin Rain calling balls and strikes. Greg Mudd at first and Greg Tucker over at third. Pitch is bounced. High chopper to the right side. That could be in no man's land, and it's going to be. That's a high chopper. Just gets by Rogers. Allis had to come over and field it, and nobody there, so that'll go as a base hit for Silva. This will bring up Jonas Garcia, bounced out in the first to the second baseman. Looks like we're going to have a quick discussion here. Looks like Bob Ollis will go out and talk to his pitcher. Nobody out. Correction, one out. Runners at first and second. Had a one-out hit by pitch to Derek Hawkins. And a infield single by Ivan Silva. Umpire out to break it up. Conference is over. Quick reminder from the umpire, Kevin Rain, that was his first visit. Jonas Garcia now out of Jarvis Christian. First and second, one out. That is fouled back. Looked like he took a little off of that one. Looked like a straight change at 77 mile an hour. Garcia out ahead of it. And here's the 0-1. That is in there for a call strike. Nothing and 2 to Garcia. And that is driven to center field. Norris on the run, and that'll fall in there. Not deep enough for Silva to score, so he'll be down to third. Hawkins down to second, and that'll be a base hit for Garcia. Bases loaded now, only one out. Logan Rogers in a little bit of a pickle here. Westchase Express comes in 14-11. They are threatening to score the first run of the game. Bases loaded, one out. Here's Eric Thomas out of LSU Alexandria. Steps in from the right side. First pitch from Rogers inside, ball one. Looks like the infield is going to play back. Outfield, for the most part, straight away in medium depth. That is bounced to the left side. And nobody's going to have a play. So it looks like Grove had a hard time coming up with it. That ball was not hit very sharply, but right at him. Routine hop. He just couldn't make the exchange. One run will score, and Thomas will reach on the error. So everybody moves up 90 feet. And Westchase Express strikes first. They lead it 1-0 in the top of the third. Here's C.J. Tyler out of Jarvis Christian. And the first pitch is driven to center. Norris ranging over to his right and will make the play in the hole. Hawkins will tag, and everybody will move up. So good base running by the Express. Everybody tagging and moving up. So Hawkins will score. That'll be 2-0. Now Express. Second and third now, two outs. And here's Taylor Clifford. He's out of the University of the Ozarks. Base hitting was forced out in the second. First pitch to him is high and away, ball one. And it looks like they're going to walk him. This will bring up Alan Hooker. 0 for 1. Reached on a fielder's choice in the second. He steps in from the left side out of Lipscomb. Comes in hitting 245. And the first pitch is wide, ball one. Got him loaded up now. Two outs. Reds looking for a force play anywhere. Outfield straight away, and that's in the dirt, blocked nicely by Sanagorski. Logan Rogers is giving up two here in the top of the third. Express leads it 2-0. That's swung on and missed. 2-1 now on Hooker. And the pitch just missed outside. Sanagorski held it there for a split second. 3 balls and a strike. No place to put him. Bases are loaded. And the pitch from Rogers. That's going to miss high. And that'll walk in a run. That's run number 3 for the Express. 3 hits for the Express. Not exactly tearing the cover off the baseball. Here is the 9th man to hit in the order. This will be Andrew Gross. Reached on a fielder's choice and was stranded in the second. Base is still loaded. And the pitch. That's in there for a strike. Gross out of the University of Houston, Victoria. Right-handed hitter. Comes in hitting about 200. Good change of pace from Logan Rogers, and he's out in front of it. Looks to be about 12 or 13 mile an hour between his fastball and changeup. That's very ideal for Rogers. That is bounced to the right side. Second baseman up with it. That's Simmers. He tosses to Grove, and that'll do it. So the Express get 3. They leave them loaded, and after 2.5, they lead it 3-0. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. We go to the bottom half of the third. Reds in the hole, 3-0. Looks like Joseph Lyle will continue to work for the Express. Faced one batter over the minimum so far. Reds looking for their first hit of the ball game. And we've got a horn. Looks like it's going to be strike one. Looks like Jared Summershine was a little bit tardy getting into the batter's box. Steps in. Wastes no time. Lifts that one to right field. Looks like Hooker is going to be under it. And that'll do it. This will bring up the 9-hole man, Austin Simmers. Simmers out of Jasper. He is playing second base today. This is his first look at Joseph Lyle. Steps in from the right side. And that's high and away, ball one. Ball and no strikes. Here it is. That's high hopper to the right side. First baseman over. Good play by the pitcher to make that play. Clifford went a long way. Unable to get it. Toe and tie, the second baseman, came up with it. Pretty long throw to the pitcher, Lyle, covering. And that's just how you draw it up. 2 outs now. Top of the order, here's Patrick Norris. Bounced out to the first baseman last time. He takes a ball high. Norris out of Central Methodist. He's 0 for 1. And that's in there for a call strike. Ball and a strike, 2 outs. Nobody on. Bottom half of the third from Wichita. That is swung on and driven to left field. Gross is under it, right in his tracks, and the Reds will go in order. So after 3 innings, Express 3, Reds nothing. We'll be right back.
For nearly 60 years, Goodwill has helped people like Alexis develop skills through job and education opportunities. A diagnosis of cerebral palsy at a young age has never gotten Alexis down. With the help of a Goodwill employment training specialist, she started working for a local nonprofit agency, which provides support for families of children with developmental disabilities. Now, she's the face of their Wichita office, and she enjoys making a difference in other people's lives. Donate, shop, educate, employ. Learn more and give at goodwillks.org.
And welcome back. We go to the top half of the fourth. Been all Express so far. They lead it 3-0. Looks like the Reds will continue to go with Logan Rogers. Gave up 3 last inning on a couple of hits. Walk and an error contributed to the melee. Leading off for the Express, it'll be 8, 9, and 1. It'll be Toe and Tie, Hawkins, and Silva. First pitch to Toe and Tie is wide, ball 1. Toe and Tie bounced out to the first baseman. He is 0 for 1. And he steps in, just misses wide. Toe and Tie ahead in the count, 2-0. And swung on and missed, 2-1 now. Toe and Tie playing second base. Bats left, throws right. Shows bunt. Pulls it back, takes a ball. Three and 1. That's in there for a call strike on the outside corner. Good spot from Logan Rogers. Good fastball at 82 mile an hour, right at the knees. 3-2. Here's the payoff. That's a one-hopper to the second baseman, Simmers. He's up with it over to first in time, and that will retire Toe and Tie. So Toe and Tie is 0 for 2. 1 out now. Here's Derek Hawkins. Hawkins wore one in the third and scored. He was part of that 3-run inning. First pitch from Rogers. Good fastball right in there. Hawkins out of San Jacinto. And the 0-1. It's fouled back. A good location from Logan Rogers. Not making any real mistakes this inning out over the plate. And here's the 0-2. That's inside. Off-speed pitch misses. Ball and 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. We're in the top of 4. Off-speed pitch swung on and foul back. Good change of pace from Logan Rogers. And the 1-2. That is sprayed to the left side. Grove up with it. Over to first in time. 2 outs now. That will retire Hawkins. Top of the order now, here's Ivan Silva. He's 1 for 2, singled and scored in the third. He's out of Eastfield Community College, hits from the right side. Logan Rogers, a little bit better inning than last. And that misses low, ball one. And the 1-0, that's bounced up the middle. Second baseman Simmers over and gets it. Not in time. So that ball was up the middle. Simmers had to go a long way to get it. And that will go as an infield hit for Silva. That'll be Silva's second hit. He is aboard with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Westchase leads it 3-0. Here's Jonas Garcia. He is 1 for 2. Run scored in the 3rd. He's out of Jarvis Christian. That is sprayed to right field, and that'll get down for a base hit. Campbell unable to handle the hop. And Silva will take advantage of it and move over to 3rd. So back-to-back base hits here in the top of the 4th with 2 outs. And the Express has something cooking. Runners at the corners. Here's Eric Thomas out of LSU Alexandria. Over 2 reached on an error in the 3rd. He'll step in from the right side. Logan Rogers trying to make a pitch to get out of it. Got to wonder if Garcia may be running here. Here's the pitch. And that's bounced to the left side. Third baseman Eder charges up with it over to first in time. So the Express are going to leave a couple. They get a couple of hits. And they still lead it 3-0. We go to the bottom of the 4th. We'll be right back.
Good afternoon, baseball fans. I'm meteorologist Katie Western here in the KSN Storm Tracker 3 Weather Center. Well, yesterday we topped off at a scorching 107 degrees in Wichita. If you were out yesterday, you definitely felt it. We tied our record high temperature, but thankfully a front has passed through. So we will be much cooler today, though it still will be a little hot. High temperature of 94 degrees with humid conditions, making it feel a little bit hotter. We'll keep some scattered clouds around down to the 80s later this evening. And then by the time you're headed home after games tonight, we should be dropping down into the 70s. I can't rule out a lingering shower or thunderstorm at some point today, but for the most part, looks like that will miss us off to the south. So just enjoy the cooler weather for your baseball games on this Sunday.
To the first baseman Clifford, and that'll do it. Reds trail the Express 3-0. This will bring up Brandon Jackson. He's first pitch swinging, swings through it, and that'll be strike 1. So Grove was retired, bounced out to first. He led it off here in the bottom of the 4th. And that is low and away. Ball and a strike to Jackson. That is bounced to the third baseman, Garcia. He is up with it over to first in time. And so far, the Reds are going in order. Only faced one hitter so far over the minimum. Joseph Lyle is having a day. 2 outs now. Here is the catcher, Taylor Sanagorski. He is 0 for 1. Popped up to the second baseman. He's out of Emporia State. He's going to hit from the left side, right on left matchup. And he takes ball 1 inside. And that's an off-speed pitch. He swung through it. Looks like Lyle took a little bit off on that one. Sanagorski out ahead of it. Count even, 1-1. And that's bounced to the right side. Clifford up with it. He'll take him himself. And the Reds will go in order for the second inning in a row. So we've played 4 innings here in Wichita. Express 3, Reds nothing. We'll be right back.
Let's say you start an engineering company, and you look at all this, the places where people need to work, play, and learn, what they need to live, what they need to live better. And you know which part you want to work on? All of it.
And welcome back. We go to the top of the 5th. Westchase Express out of Texas leads the Jasper Reds out of Indiana 3-0. Todd Hook along with Chris and Jack Worrell. From the 83rd edition of the NBC tournament here in Wichita, it'll be Tyler, Clifford, and Hooker scheduled for the Express here in the top of the 5th. First pitch from Logan Rogers is fouled down the right-hand side. So Logan Rogers out for his 5th inning of work. He's given up 3 runs on 5 hits. Off-speed pitch misses wide, 1-1. Here's the catcher, C.J. Tyler out of Jarvis Christian. And that's driven to center. Norris has a beat on it, a few steps back, and makes the play. So Tyler is retired. 1 out. Here's Taylor Clifford. Clifford 1 for 1 with a walk. He's out of the University of the Ozarks. Walked and was stranded in the 3rd. Logan Rogers got out of last inning unscathed. He had that only rough inning in the 3rd where he gave up 3. Off-speed pitch is in there for a called strike. He got the Express in order in the 1st. 1 man over the limit, over the minimum in the 2nd. Off-speed pitch in on his kitchen, and he bounces it foul. 0-2 now to Clifford. And the 0-2 is bounced to the left side. Grove up with it on the run and across in time. Very fast playing surface here at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. Ball gets to players very quickly since it's all artificial surface. 2 outs now. Here is Alan Hooker. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 2nd and walked in the 3rd. So he's 0 for 1. Left-hander out of Lipscomb shows bunt, offers, and misses. Strike 1. And here's the 0-1. And that's a good overhand curveball from Logan Rogers. Hooker was completely fooled on the pitch. And here's the 0-2. Swung on and missed, bobbled by Sanagorski. He steps inside, throws it over the first baseman's head, and Hooker will be down to 2nd. That is a rare throwing error for Taylor Sanagorski. So the Express have a runner at second base with 2 outs. Had a chance to get out of it facing only the minimum. Here is Andrew Gross. Gross reached on a fielder's choice in the second, bounced out in the third. He's out of the University of Houston Victoria. And the right-handed hitter bounces it up the middle. And that's through there for a base hit. They will send the runner. Here's the throw. The throw is cut off. Back to second. And the runner is out. But the run will score. So the error is going to come back to bite him a little bit. So Gross with a base hit and caught going to second. And that will do it. So through 4.5, it's 4-0 Express. We'll be right back.
If we really put everything in our name that we do, it would look like this. Professional mechanical, electrical, plumbing, structural, telecommunications, civil, transportation, aviation, water, wastewater, energy, land development, planning, field services, survey, geotechnical, materials testing, inspection, 3D scanning, air and water balance, engineering consultants.
And welcome back. We go to the home half of the 5th. It's all Express so far. Reds unable to get anything going. Joseph Lyle out for his 5th inning of work. Has pretty much managed the Jasper Reds in order. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 scheduled for the Reds. It'll be Eder, Campbell, and Ollis. And the first pitch to, to Eder is in there for a call strike. Eder out of Indiana Wesleyan, right-handed hitter. 0 for 1 today, popped up to the center fielder in the second. Count 1-1. Pitch is popped up to the right side. Clifford, the first baseman, giving chase down the line. He is not going to get there. That will fall harmlessly in the Express bullpen. A lot of room here in foul ground at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. Three more games after this one. We will have them all for you. And the 1-2, that is fouled on the right side. Ball and 2 strikes, nobody out, nobody on. That is foul back. So a good at bat by Eder, making Lyle work for it. They're playing him deep in left and medium depth in center, shallow in right. Pretty much straight away in the infield. That has bounced to the left side. Garcia with a step back, fields it on a hop. High throw. And Clifford unable to get the tag on him. And Eder will reach on the error. Second error of the inning for the Express. And the Reds have something cooking. Nobody out, runner at first and base. First pitch swinging from Chris Campbell is fouled back. He reached on an error in the second and was stranded. Campbell out of Southwestern. Right-handed hitter plays right field. Choking way up. And he takes a pitch low. Ball and a strike. Not a very big lead over there by Eder. Off-speed pitch misses inside. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch. That is Just a little floater. That's going to get over the shortstop's head, and that'll fall harmlessly into shallow center field. And that'll be a base hit for Chris Campbell. And the Reds have something going here. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. Here's Austin Ollis. He's out of the University of Indiana. Catcher Tyler out to talk to Lyle for a minute, making sure they have the sign straight with a runner at second base. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. Ollis 0 for 1. First pitch swinging, driven to right field. A couple of steps back. Hooker makes the play. No tag. And he throws a strike to third base. So Ollis' first pitch swinging flies out to the right fielder. One out now. This will bring up Jared Summersign. He is 0 for 1. Bright orange bat. Must be a safety bat. He is 0 for 1. First pitch to him. That is through the right side for a base hit. They're going to hold the runner at third. And Hooker up with it. And they've got two runners now at third base. They're running the extra runner back to second, and he will make the out. So it looks like Campbell ran up on him, and time is called. Campbell ran up on Eder. Eder still at third. They thought they were going to send him. Well, Campbell was running all the way from first, and he'll get caught in the rundown and be retired at second base. So Summersign gets a base hit. He is down at first. Two outs now in the inning. Looks like we're going to have a visit from the Westchase Express manager. Don't forget, more ball games coming up. At 4 o'clock, the Dallas Dirtbags will take on the Great Bend Batcats. And at 7 o'clock, the Cheney Diamond Dogs will take on the Fresno, California A's. And in the late game will be Hattiesburg Black Sox versus the Inland Empire California Golden Bears. So lots of baseball coming up. If you're in the area, come on out. Temperature in the low to mid-90s. A lot more comfortable than yesterday. Or tune in. Settle in. Here's Austin Simmers. 2 outs now. First pitch swinging, and that is popped foul. Simmers 0 for 1. Bounced out to the second baseman last time. He steps in from the right side. Reds with an opportunity here to at least to get one run back. Summersign showing steal. He retreats. Eder at third, Summersign at first. 2 outs. Lyle trying to get out of it, and that's a strike. 1-1 now. Actually, that's 1-2. Ball and 2 strikes to Simmers. That's in there for a call strike, and he's going to watch that one go by. So the Reds are going to squander a couple of opportunities here. They're going to leave a couple, and we're through 5 innings here from Wichita. It's the Express 4, Reds nothing. We'll be right back.
The city's not just built. It's grown to the needs of people. You make the infrastructure, the muscle, bone, and circulation so natural to the body of the city that you almost forget they're even there.
And welcome back. We go to the top of the 6th. Looks like the Jasper, Indiana club will change pitchers. New guy on the mound. Looks like a 6'2", 180-pounder out of Indiana University Kokomo. This will be Gage Shell, left-handed pitcher. He will try to come in and shut down this Westchase Express club. He'll face 8, 9, and 1 of the Express order. Toe and tie, Hawkins, and Silva scheduled. So Rogers goes 5 innings and gives up 4 runs. Rogers gives up 6 hits. If things stay the way it is, he'll stand to lose it. And here's John Toentai, 0 for 2. And he takes a ball wide, ball 1. Toentai hits from the left side, left on left matchup. That is down the first base line. That's just inside the bag, fair. Toentai rounding first. Campbell up with it, and Toentai in there with a leadoff double. So just like that, Gage Shell gives up a double here in the top of the 6th. Here's Derek Hawkins. Hawkins 0 for 1, hit by pitch and scored in the 3rd out of San Jacinto. Express got 3 in the 3rd and 1 in the 5th. They lead it 4-0. And the horn blows. It appears that the pitcher, Gage Shell, was a little bit tardy according to home plate umpire, and a ball will be awarded. So a ball and no strikes to Derek Hawkins. That's in there for a call strike at the knees on the outside corner, 1-1. Good pitch from Gage Shell. Shows bunt, offers, and that's a strike. Looks like he tried to push or drag that one. Left-handed hitter, if it's to the third base side, that would be called a push. First base side, a drag. Only with the left-handed hitters. There's your baseball knowledge for the day. That is bounced foul. 1-2. Ball and 2 strikes. Runner at second base, courtesy of a leadoff double by John Toentai. And the pitch, that's in the dirt, and that gets by Sanagorski, and the runner will advance on the wild pitch. That one hit about 5 foot in front of the plate over in the right-handed batter's box. So Shell not even close on that one. Runner now at third base, nobody out. First baseman playing in. That'll be Ollis. Second baseman up about halfway. All the infielders about halfway. And Shell drops down to a sidearm slot and misses. 3-2 now to Derek Hawkins. And the pitch, that is popped up. Grove, the shortstop, making the call and the play. So there's a big out there. 1 out now, top of the order. Here's Ivan Silva. Silva 2 for 3, a run scored in the 3rd. He's out of Eastfield Community College. They play him straight away. Infield still up halfway. Horn blows, and that will be strike 1. It appears that, according to the umpire, Ivan Silva was a little tardy getting into the box, so strike 1. That's offering is bounced foul, so Silva very quickly in the hole, 0-2. Gage Shell dropped down to a sidearm arm slot. A left on right matchup. One out, runner at third. Off-speed pitch misses wide. Ball and 2 strikes. And a pitch. Wide, 2-2. If those are purpose pitches by Gage Shell, they're not even close. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner at third. And he drops down again, and it's behind the hitter. Saw a lot of that yesterday. As a hitter, you just don't know which way to go. That is so unnatural. 3-2 now to the leadoff man. And that is popped to center. Norris ranging over to his left. He'll make the play on the run. Comes up throwing, and the ball is cut off. So toe and tie didn't think he could make it, and that would have been a close play for sure. Norris was moving to his left and had some momentum coming towards home plate. 2 outs now. Here's Jonas Garcia. Garcia 2 for 3, a run scored, and he takes a strike. Garcia, a right-handed hitter out of Jarvis Christian. Hitting in the 2 spot today. And a pitch. Good change of pace. Swung on and missed. Good off-speed pitch from Gage Shell. Oh, 2 outs. Shell trying to make a pitch, get out of it, strand a runner. That is swung on and missed, and that's going to do it. So the Express is going to strand a leadoff double at third base. They're going to leave 1 after 5 1/2. The Express leads it 4-0. We'll be right back.
Hey, you'll want to sit down for this, because you can get a large 2-topping Pizza Hut pizza for $7.99 delivered, which you can reorder using the Hut Seat. Okay, that thing's ridiculous. Simply reorder on your phone with just a few clicks. It's the easiest way to order. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
And welcome back. We go to the home half of the 6th. All Express so far. They lead it over the Jasper, Indiana Reds, 4-0. New pitcher for the Express. It'll be Aaron Gonzalez. Top of the order now for the Jasper Reds. It'll be Norris, Grove, and Jackson scheduled here in the 6th. Gonzalez out of Freeport. And he's at Texas Southern. And he delivers a strike to Patrick Norris. Strike one. 6 foot, 200-pounder out of Freeport throws and bats from the right side. He'll face Patrick Norris, left-handed hitter, leading it off. And he takes the ball 1-1. Reds unable to get too much going. Only 2 hits through 5 innings so far. And he takes a high. Norris ahead in the count. 2 balls and a strike. Norris out of Central Methodist. He is 0 for 2. And that is high. 3 balls and a strike. That's in there for a call strike. That'll run it full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Swung on and missed, and that'll be a leadoff strikeout for Patrick Norris. So Aaron Gonzalez gets behind an account, battles back to get the strikeout. 1 out now. Close the book on Joseph Lyle. He goes 5 innings, gives up no runs, only on 2 hits. Here's Brian Gove. Shows bunt and fouls it off. Grove out of Emporia State. He's 0 for 2. Pitch is bounced to the left side. Diving Silva up with it over to first. Just gets away from Clifford. So a good play by Silva laying out to his right. Gets up quickly, throws across. It's just a smidge wide. Clifford unable to handle it. And that'll go as a base hit. So the Reds have something going here with a runner at first with only 1 out. Here's Brandon Jackson, the designated hitter. He is 0 for 2. He's out of Brescia. Steps in from the right side, open stance. First pitch swinging, swings through it. Strike 1. He thought about taking a little bit more time there and quickly hustled back to the batter's box, remembering there is a pitch timing device. And that floats high. Ball and a strike, 1 out. Grove at first base, courtesy of an infield hit. And the 1-1 swung through. Good change of pace from Gonzalez. And he's ahead in the count 1-2. Looked like a 72-mile-an-hour straight change. Jackson was way out ahead of it. Jackson down on the count 1-2. Swings through it. And that'll do it for Brandon Jackson. 2 outs now, courtesy of 2 strikeouts in the inning. This will bring up the catcher, Taylor Sanagorski. Sanagorski 0 for 2. He's out of Emporia State. First pitch to him. That's low and away, ball 1. Sanagorski started his career out at Wichita State as a true freshman. Transferred to Emporia State. And that's high. Sanagorski hitting in the cleanup spot today. One of the certainly the best hitters and certainly a fantastic eye for the strike zone. And that one's on the outside corner, strike 1. Sanagorski ahead, 2-1. And the 2-1 is wide. 3 balls and a strike. So Sanagorski can step back here and look for a spot. He does have the ability to cut this lead in half with one swing. I've seen him do it. And that's inside, and he'll lose him. So Sanagorski will draw a 2-out walk. And with 2 outs, here's Caleb Eder. Eder out of Indiana Wesleyan. Reached on an error in the 5th and was stranded. Popped out in the 2nd. He is 0 for 2. Tyler out to talk to Gonzalez. Make sure they got their sign straight with the runner at second base. Grove at second. Sanagorski down at first. 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch swinging from Eder, and he swings through it, strike 1. Express leads at 4-0 over the Reds. And the pitch, off-speed pitch, that is bounced to the left side. Garcia bobbles it a moment, but gathers it and steps on the bag for the force out, and that'll do it. So the Reds will leave a couple. We're through 6 in Wichita. They trail the Express 4-0. We'll be right back.
Make the most of every single moment. After the game, head to visitwichita.com for all there is to see and do.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We go to the top of the 7th. All Express so far, they lead it 4-0. 4 runs on 7 hits. Reds unable to get anything going. No runs on only 3 hits. They've committed 3 errors. That's definitely hurting them a little bit. Looks like Gage Shell will continue to work for the Jasper Reds. He'll face 3, 4, and 5. Looks like we have a timing violation. Looks like the pitcher was a little bit tardy. That'll be ball 1 awarded to Eric Thomas. It'll be Thomas, Tyler, and Clifford here in the 7th. And Thomas shows bunt. Count even now 1-1. Thomas out of LSU Alexandria. Hitless today, reached on an error and in the 3rd. And that is sliced fair down the right field line. Campbell up with it. Throw to second, not in time, and that's a leadoff double for Eric Thomas. So good piece of hitting there. Shell dropped down to sidearm, and Thomas went right with it. Leadoff base hit for the Express. Hit number 8 on the afternoon for the club. Here's C.J. Tyler. Tyler 0 for 3 out of Jarvis Christian. Shell with a check of the runner. Here's the offering. That's inside. That's looked like it hit him, but I'm guessing not. That gets away from Sanagorski. And that'll go as a wild pitch. So Thomas down to 3rd on the wild pitch. And I was right. That did hit him, and the runner will have to go back. I want it noted today that I was right on something, so somebody might want to write down the date and time. He was hit by a pitch. Runner will have to go back. This will bring up Taylor Clifford, so the Reds get a break if a hit by pitch is a break, so that'll bring the runner back to second base. And the first pitch swung on. Good fastball from Shell, and he swings through it. Clifford out of the University of the Ozarks. 1 for 2 with a walk. Runners at first and second. Both runners go. That pitch is driven to right field. Campbell back and to his right. Both runners will have to retreat, and he makes the play. So 1 out in the inning. Looks like the Express trying to keep the foot on the gas here. They had the double steal going. And Clifford is retired. Runners continue to be at first and second. Here's Alan Hooker out of Lipscomb. He'll step in from the left side. A chance to get a run right here. Looks like we're going to have a timing violation. Looks like they have determined that Hooker was a little bit tardy getting into the batter's box, and he will be assessed a penalty. Strike 1. And a fastball from Shell just misses outside. Count even 1-1. Quite a few timing violations this game. This may be the first time a lot of these guys have played under such conditions. I think it's a pretty good idea. Pitch is swung on and fouled back. Hooker was on time, just missed it. 4-0 Express. They have runners at first and second here in the top of 7. Runners going. And Thomas will steal it. So credit Thomas with a stolen base. He is down to third now. Double steal was not on. C.J. Tyler stayed at first base. So runners at the corners. 1 out. That is driven to right field. That'll get down for a base hit. 1 run will score. Campbell up with it quickly. Throws it back into the infield, and it's cut off. Runners at first and second. That's a base hit for Hooker. First hit of the game for him. Credit him with an RBI. Thomas will score. That'll make the score now 5-0 Express. Here's Andrew Gross. And the runners are going. He pushes a bunt down the first base side, and nobody's going to be there. Throw to the plate. And C.J. Tyler will be out by 1.5 miles. So that will be a base hit for Andrew Gross. Good bunt. He will be down at first base. Hooker down to second. And C.J. Tyler will be thrown out at the plate. Two outs now. Here's John Tontai. Steps in from the left side. Doubled in the 6th. Off-speed pitch to him is in there for a call strike. Tontai 1 for 3. He plays second base. 1 run across. 5-0 Express. That's inside. Almost hit him. Ball and a strike. Tontai hitting in the 8th spot. And the pitch from Shell is wide. 2 balls and a strike. Shell trying to make a pitch here, get out of it. Only surrendering 1 run. Runners at first and second. 10 hits on the afternoon for the Express. And the pitch, that is popped up, and that'll make the seats. Plenty of baseball to see here today. 3 more games after this one. We'll have them all for you. If you're in the area, you ought to come out and watch a little baseball. Temperatures low 90s. Looks like Tontai is going to get him some more Pine Tar. Would have been a timing violation, but time was called. And a 2-2. That is driven down the right field. Foul. So Toe and Tie got good wood on it. That is about 10 yards foul. Express leads at 5-0. We're in the top of the 7th. Express has gotten runs in the 3rd, the 1st, and the 7th. And he drops down and he hits him. So Gage Shell drops down and hits Toe and Tie right in the back. Bases are full. Here's the 9-hole man, Derek Hawkins. Looks like we're going to have a visit from the Jasper manager. Looks like Bob Alice is going to go out and have a discussion. Looks like they're going to bring somebody in. Let you know who it's going to be in just a moment. Later on today at 4 o'clock, the Dallas, Texas Dirtbags will take on the Great Bend Batcats. And at 7 o'clock, it'll be Cheney Diamond Dogs versus the Fresno, California Athletics. And the nightcap, Hattiesburg, Mississippi against the California Golden Bears. Looks like number 5, Clayton Mayfield, will come in to throw. 6 foot, 160. Out of Rose Holman for the Reds. Correction, that is number 6, Brandon Dagley. My apologies. I ought to start wearing glasses out here. 6'1", 180-pounder, so I was just off by an inch. Right-hander out of Ancila. So he'll come in, try to get the last out. He'll inherit a bases-loaded mess here in the top of the 7th. So the runners on the bags there will be Shell's responsibility. So Dagley, a right-hander. He will come in to face the 9-hole man, Derek Hawkins. Hawkins hitless today. He's 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch. He was hit by a pitch in the 3rd and eventually scored. At the conclusion of this game, approximately 30 minutes after the conclusion, we will have the second game of the day. We'll have it for you. If you're in the area, come on out. If not, settle in, turn up the air conditioner, and watch a little baseball. We'll have it for you. Here's Derek Hawkins. He's out of San Jacinto. Chance to blow this thing wide open. Express leads at 5-0, 2 outs, bases loaded. Dagley is going to come in and try to, and it looks like a balk. A balk is called on Brandon Dagley. So Hooker will score. Everybody else will move up 90 feet. Runners at 2nd and 3rd now on the balk. Looks like he didn't come set. And the first pitch is wide, ball 1. Express now leads at 6-0. They get 2 here in the 7th. And that's inside. Pitching staff for the Reds have struggled significantly today. Retired the Express in the first 2 innings, and it's been touch and go ever since. That pitch is driven down the right field line, foul. So Hawkins wasn't fooled on the pitch. out ahead of it. Got good wood on it, just foul. 2 balls and a strike to the 9-hole man. And a 2-1. That has popped up. First baseman Allis making the call and the play, and that'll do it. So the Express get a couple here in the top of the 7th. They strand a couple. After 6.5, they lead at 6-0. We'll be right back.
Make the most of every single moment. After the game, head to visitwichita.com for all there is to see and do.
And welcome back. We go to the home half of the 7th. Reds running out of time. They trail the Express 6-0. Looks like Aaron Gonzalez will continue to work stretch time and Wichita. Wow, Chris Campbell just got in the box, and Gonzalez fired a ball. Gonzalez wasn't wasting any time. He'll face Campbell, Allis, and Summersign. And that's bounced foul. 1-2 now to Chris Campbell. Campbell 1 for 2, reached on an error in the 2nd, singled in the 5th, and was stranded. He's out of Southwestern. Steps in from the right side and takes high, ball 1. Correction, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. And the 2-1 misses. 3 balls and a strike. Gonzalez with a 6-run lead. Jasper, Indiana only able to scrounge up 3 hits so far. And the pitch swung through and missed. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff man, Chris Campbell. And a 3-2. That's bounced to the left side. Silva to his right. Up with it. Bobbles it a little bit. Fires across. Throw is in the dirt and low. Toe and tie instinctively backing up the throw. Saved the runner going to second base. It looked like Campbell had initial thoughts of going to second. It looked like he made a motion towards going to second. They throw behind him and try to tag him. He is back in there. So that will be an error on Silva at shortstop. So the Reds have something going here in the bottom of the 7th. Here's Austin Allis out of the University of Indiana. Hitless today. 0 for 2. And he takes a pitch inside, ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Good lead over there by Chris Campbell. That's in there for a strike. I wonder if we might turn the runner loose here, down 6-0. Pitch is swung on, driven to center. Thomas ranging in and over to his right. And he makes the play. So Aulis will pop out to shallow center field, and he's 0 for 3. One out now. Here is Jared Summersign. He is 1 for 2. First fluorescent orange bat I've seen this week. And that's inside, ball 1. Summersign 1 for 2, and he takes a strike. Singled in the 5th and was stranded. Summersign way up in the box, and he takes high. 2 balls and a strike. Pitch is bounced up the middle. Silva up with it. Oh, steps on the bag over to first. Throw is high and down the line. Had plenty of time to turn it. And Summersign will reach on a fielder's choice. So Campbell is forced at second base, 2 outs. Here's the 9-hole man, Austin Simmers. He is 0 for 2, struck out in the 5th. Bounced out to the right side in the 3rd. And he takes a strike. Good fastball at 83 mile an hour from Aaron Gonzalez. Wind now blowing in from left. That's be out of the north for all you folks not around from around here. Very uncharacteristic to be blowing in from the north this time of year. Usually it's blowing out of the south. Same temperature as a blast furnace. Here's the 1-1. That's on the outside corner, strike 2. Ball and 2 strikes. Off-speed pitch, just misses. Good job by Austin Simmers holding up on that one. Two outs, runner at first. Good lead over there. Pitch is lined to the right side, and Toe and Tie is right there to gobble it up, and that'll do it. So the Reds strand a runner. We're through 7 here in Wichita. They trail the Express 6-0. We'll be right back.
Make the most of every single moment. After the game, head to visitwichita.com for all there is to see and do.
And welcome back. We go to the top of the 8th from Wichita, 83rd edition of the NBC World Series, game number 5 of the tournament. Pool play action. Westchase Express leads the Reds out of Indiana 6-0. Looks like the Reds will continue to go with Brandon Dagley. Timing violation, strike 1. It appears that Ivan Silva was a little bit tardy getting into the box, so he'll be penalized strike 1. First pitch to him is swung through and missed. He's in the hole 0-2. Players know how much time is left. There's a big clock on the right field wall counting down. That pitch is swung on, and that'll be foul. Silva 2 for 4. He's out of Eastfield Community College. Popped out to the center fielder in the 6th. Scored a run in the 3rd. That's bounced to the left side. Grove up with it. Over to first. Just gets him. Silva runs very well. Made it close. That'll be 1 out in the inning. This will bring up Jonas Garcia out of Jarvis Christian. 1 out. Couple of hits on the afternoon. He's 2 for 4 and a strikeout. He takes first pitch in there, call strike. And he bunts it. It's back to the pitcher. Dagley off the mound to his right. Good throw over there and gets him by a half a step. So Garcia runs very well. Put it down a good bunt. Dagley feels his position extremely well. He was off the mound in a hurry, and that'll be out number 2. 2 down. Here's Eric Thomas. Correction, this is C.J. Tyler. And count even 1-1. That's in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. Although there is absolutely no dirt at home plate, we will continue to refer to the ball in the dirt. Ball down in the BBs just doesn't sound quite right. And the pitch is driven to left field. That is going to be over the head of Summersign. And Tyler will cruise in with a 2-out double. That'll be his first base hit of the game. This will bring up Taylor Clifford. Clifford 1 for 3 out of the University of Ozarks. 2 outs, runner at second base. That's in there for a call strike. Dagley with a little more command and control this inning than last. Here's the 0-1 to the first baseman. Off-speed pitch that is driven to third base. And looks like Eder had a little bit of a thought processing disorder over there. He thought the bases were loaded. He just sauntered over and stepped on the bag. There was no force. Tyler will be in there. He needed to tag him. And Clifford will reach on the error. First and third now. Reds unraveling a little bit. Here's Alan Hooker. He takes a ball. Hooker with an RBI single in the 7th. He's 1 for 3. He takes high. Hooker heading the count, 2-0. And a 2-0. That is bounced foul. 2-1. So Dagley with an opportunity to get out of it with no damage. The mental error by Eder at third is going to prolong this inning. Runner goes. And there'll be no throw. So Hooker down to second. Runners at second and third now, 2 outs. Hooker with an opportunity to add to this lead with a base hit right here. That is down the first base line for a base hit just inside the bag. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. Campbell unable to come up with it cleanly in the corner. And Hooker will be in there with a triple. So that will be a 2 RBI triple for Hooker. That'll make it 8-0 Express. Here's Andrew Gross, the left fielder. First pitch swinging, and that's batted foul. Gross 2 for 4, an RBI in the 5th. He's out of the University of Houston Victoria. That is driven to center. Norris on his horse and back and makes the play. So the Express get a couple. They strand one. After 7.5, they lead at 8-0. We'll be right back.
At the start of a lovely day, you say a word you can't unsay. Nice job, Mom, you just scarred your son. Now he thinks naughty words are fun. He's just 3 years old, now someday he'll be on parole. Don't be snitching. When your morning is hell, just go to Taco Bell.
When you've had a morning, let us make you an entire breakfast all wrapped up. The Breakfast Crunch Wrap, only at Taco Bell.
And welcome back. We go to the home half of the 8th. Reds need to get something going. They trail the Express out of Texas 8-0. Aaron Gonzalez will continue to work for the Express. He will face the top of the order. It'll be Norris, Grove, and Jackson. First pitch swinging, and that's fouled back. Norris out of Central Methodist. And he takes a strike. 0-2 now. And that's low, ball 1. And here's a 1-2. That is driven down the right field line, just foul. Just missed a double by a few feet. That would be just what the Jasper Reds need to get things going here in the bottom of the 8th. And that's wide. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Coming up at 4 o'clock, we'll have the Dallas, Texas Dirtbags and the Great Bend Batcats. Stay tuned for that one. We'll have all the games for you. That is swung on, pop to left field. Gross has a beat on it and will retire Norris. 1 out now. This will bring up Brian Grove. He's out of Emporia State. 1 for 3, singled in the 6th and was forced out. Grove playing shortstop today. Steps in from the left side, so it'll be right on left matchup. Takes the first pitch, high and in, ball 1. And that's in there for a call strike on the outer half at the knees. That'll even the count, 1-1. Ball and a strike, 1 out, nobody on. That's bounced up the middle. Silva to his left, unable to come up with it. And that will go. We'll see how they score it. Looked like Silva had a beat on it. He had to go a little bit to his left. And yet to have a scoring on that. We'll get back to you on that one. So, nonetheless, Grove is at first. First pitch swinging, Brandon Jackson. That is flied to right field, and Hooker has a beat on it. And that will be it for Brandon Jackson. So 2 outs now in the inning. Here's the cleanup man, Taylor Sanagorski. He is 0 for 2, walked in the 6th. He's out of Emporia State. And then he takes a pitch high and away, ball 1. Looks like they have scored Brian Groves a base hit. So Groves will be credited with a base hit, and that is wide, ball 2. 2 balls to nothing to Taylor Sanagorski. In the bottom of the 8th, 1 runner on, 2 outs, and that's wide. 3 balls to nothing. You got to wonder if they might turn Sanagorski loose. Good power, hits the ball to all fields. And it's in there for a call strike, 3-1. And here's the 3-1. That is smoked foul down the right field line. So Sanagorski was sitting dead red on that one. Turned on it, just foul. 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners at first. Reds trail at 8-0. And a pitch, just low. And Sanagorski will walk for the 2nd time this game. This will bring up the 3rd baseman, Caleb Eder. He's out of Indiana Wesleyan. Looks like the manager for the Express is going to go out and have a visit. Nobody throwing just yet in the bullpen. No activity in either bullpen. Game almost 2 hours old. We're in the bottom of the 8th. All Express so far, 8-0 over the Jasper, Indiana Reds. Umpire out to break it up. At 4 o'clock, we'll have the Dallas, Texas Dirtbags versus the Great Bend, Kansas Batcats out of the Jayhawk League. Great Bend is new to the Jayhawk League this year, did very well in their inaugural season. So you'll get to see them up next here at 4 o'clock. Stay tuned for that. Conference is over. Here's Caleb Eder. And that is outside, ball 1. Tyler lost it for a moment there. It was just right underneath him. Runners were unable to advance. Eder hitless today. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 6th. That is swung on, driven to right field. Hooker is giving chase, and that'll be out of play. Count even, 1-1 to Caleb Eder. Gonzalez with a sign, a check of the runner. Here it is. Off-speed pitch misses outside, blocked nicely by Tyler. very good catchers in this tournament. Pitchers rely on those guys to knock balls down, especially on purpose pitches, trying to get somebody to chase something. Here's the 2-1. That is fouled back. Eder was all over that one. He was on time. Just got a little under it. Count even now, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners at first and second. Here it is. That is driven to right field. Hooker a couple of steps to his back and right, and that'll do it. And that's your ball game. Looks like there's going to be a run rule victory here for the Express out of Texas. Here are your totals. 8 runs, 12 hits, 3 errors for Express. Reds have no runs, 4 hits, and commit 3 errors. Joseph Lyle will be the winning pitcher, and Logan Rogers will collect the loss. Going to have the Dallas, Texas Dirtbags and the Great Bend Batcats here about 4 o'clock. You're going to want to stay tuned for that. We're a little ahead of schedule, so we might start early, so you might want to check in. For Chris and Jack Worrell, I'm Todd Hook saying so long from Lawrence Dumont Stadium. We'll see you in a little bit.